I have been waiting to unbox one of these for a long time. I wanted to make a video for you guys that was a little bit different than some of the unboxing videos that you see every day. Inside this box is a designer toy that I have recently gotten into this line, but like I said, I wanted to make a little bit different video, so I actually reached out to the artist behind this toy or behind the design for this toy, so that I could try and maybe get like a little insider look on, on their life and just do like a short interview, just anything. Just honestly, I just messaged them to see if they would respond. Well, I did get a response, and I was able to do a small little Q&A section with this person, which was real cool. Yeah, so that's going to be featured in the video. Should be really awesome. So we're just going to get right to it. Pop this thing open real quick. See that I did not bring my knife with me. So got the good old keys. Let's pop this open so you guys can see what it is, and then we'll go over my little Q&A segment that I did with the artist, and yeah, we'll go from there. So it is packaged real well, and so I'm super excited about that. Here it is. This is it. This is my guy. This is I'm so excited about this. So hard to take it out of the box. Not to, All right, but for those of you that don't know, I've recently started collecting SuperPlastic, specifically the Jankies. Janky is a character that they had come up with that is like a little cat, and then they have Gujamon, who is the rabbit that's always getting into some crazy stuff. Today we're going to open one that I was really excited about, and that is the Crocodilius. Now, the Crocodilius, and we'll just show you this box. We'll do a little turnaround, front and back on the box, which is super cool. And then the artist that designed this one is James Groman, and that's his little JG. So back in the 80s, James Groman came up with this thing called Mad Balls, which was kind of like his breakout. People were like, oh man, this is cool. Like it was back, in the 80s, it was like, action figures were cool and stuff like that. Like they didn't have all of these like specialty designer toy companies like we do today. I mean, you didn't have things like GoFundMe and like Kickstarter and stuff like that back then. Like you had to stand out. And James Groman, like he got his start in the late 80s with Mad Balls, like I said. And he also had a line that he designed called My Little Monster. I think his real breakout was the Rotten Rex. And I'll show you pictures of all these things that he's done. Rotten Rex was the big breakout thing. It was featured at New York Comic Con. And that was really when things started to pick up and roll. Since then, he's worked with DC Artist Alley on some super sick Batman-inspired pieces. Actually, I'm going to leave a link down here in the description. My friend Will, Dr. Applesauce, did a video where he unboxed the Batman from the DC Artist Alley with James Groman, and I mean, it is an amazing piece. King Corpse is another thing that he worked on, and like I said, I'll have pictures of all those things, but this is what I will be unboxing today. We're going to take it out of the box and look at it in all of its glory. This is not something that will be kept in the box. This is something that I will be making room in my case for. The Lion King shelf might just get the boot, for these, because I have a lot of these things on the way. Not so much the big ones, but I've got about 50 more of the 3-inch on the way right now. But this will definitely be getting its own situation inside of the glass case. But yeah, so super awesome. So check out this little interview that I did, and when you come back, we're gonna open this bad boy up. All right, so here's my little presentation on James Groman.
First thing that you're going to see on the screen here is these are Mad Balls. These are different characters for the Mad Balls line. And then up top here are the DC Artist Alley Batmans, and then some different iterations of things that he's done. And there's James Groman with King Corpse, which was a huge, awesome toy. I mean, that thing is huge for real. So the first thing I asked him was, what's the inspiration behind your working career? And he said, I've always wanted to create things. When I was a little kid, I loved cartoons, movies, toys, comics, anything that had cool science fiction or horror storylines, and very cool monsters. I was never quite satisfied with just reading and looking at other people's imagery. I wanted to create my own. And since a lot of toy properties are turned into entertainment, toys seem to be a venue that always worked for me. So I said, what's your favorite piece that you've ever worked on? And he said, it's very hard to say because so many of my projects give me a different type of satisfaction. I know that King Corpse was a personal favorite because it was so successful. The first time I ever worked with an overseas company and won the Designer Toy Award for Toy of the Year in 2017. And that is a really cool toy, and if you haven't seen it, I suggest you go check out King Corpse because not only is it awesome, but there's a lot of there's a couple little Easter eggs that he designed into it. Did SuperPlastic reach out to you to them, or how did this whole thing come about? He said yes, they reached out to me. After winning Toy of the Year award, I was asked to do a podcast with Huck G. We had such a great conversation during the podcast, and then a few months later, I was contacted by SuperPlastic to do a figure as part of the Janky Series 2 release. That's when I created the character Smiley Dawn. I was then asked to do a couple hand-drawn customs to be blind box, and one of them was Crocodilius. Huck liked Crocodilius so much, he wanted to make an 8-inch figure, and the rest is history. Which is another thing that I really like. They reach out to these people, they give them these blank canvases to work on, and then they take one that they really like and say, hey man, let's blow it up and make it awesome. So the last question that I asked him, I said, what is a project that you would like to work on in the future? And he said, I loved working on Batman figures for the DC collectibles. As much as I love doing my own creations, I love to be able to have my own take on famous pop culture characters, creatures, and monsters. I have a whole bunch of things in the works with various companies right now, and I'll be doing my take on a number of very well-known licensed properties. So very excited about this.
Alright guys, so super cool little, small little interview that I got to do. I thought that was cool. So now for the big reveal, we're going to pop this thing out of the box, and I know that I have seen so many of these, and I know that they are just as beautiful as out of the box as they are on it. It's so awesome. So I'm just going to crank this thing out real quick. Got a little tape on the box. Boop. Alright, now I am going to open this very easily. Now if you ever see me do a video, well, I don't open things a lot, but if you ever get anything that's in a box and you want to maintain the integrity of that box, just get you a knife. It doesn't have to be a sharp knife, it can be a butter knife. See anything flat, get it in there flat, hit it up against the side right here, and push this forward just slightly so that it pops right under there. Because if not, it'll get hung under the lip and you'll bend it and tear it or whatever. But yeah, just a little small tip. You probably already know that, but if you don't, there you go. So you see right here, you open up a box. It says Janky was first. All right, popping this thing out of the box, and it is amazing. Oh my god. Yeah, this is okay. That's super sick. Now inside of the box, there is a little SuperPlastic sticker. One of their Jankies from Series 2. I have just sitting here on my desk. I have this. I've opened so many of them. I got a bunch of stickers. You want a Janky sticker, man? Hit me up on Instagram. I'll send you one. But yeah, all right. So let's get back to this. I'm gonna pop the plastic off of this real quick. I'll set that down and pop him right out. And there he is, guys. I mean, this is just amazing. I love that. For those of you that don't know about SuperPlastic, this is their janky figure. This figure, imagine this thing if it was just completely one solid color and had no design on it. This is their figure. This is the 9-inch. Super janky is what they call this one. And now if you see these that are behind me, these are the 3-inch. This is the janky, the little 3-inch. These are supers, and then they have kings also, which I believe are 3.5 or 4 inches. I'm gonna have some of those on the way, but yeah, a couple of different lines that they have. But yeah, just look at that. These are soft vinyl, so you know, gives a little squeeze or whatever. The parts are removable. Why you would want to take them apart, I don't know, but I mean, you can. Now I do know that on the smaller ones, they make like designer shoes and like gold-plated accessories and stuff that you can get, where you can change their shoe. You can do so. These things are so cool. Like, I just can't say enough about them. But yeah, there's the front, and we'll do a little spin for you. Super cool, man. And the detail is so awesome. Now, the cool thing about SuperPlastic is they reach out to these artists, and you know, this is their canvas basically, and they just put it out, and they're like, hey, we would like to work with you. You know, here's our canvas. What are your thoughts? You know, some of them have accessories, some of them are carrying things. You know, I have a few more of the supers that are on the way that I will be reviewing also, so you can see that a lot of the designs are very unique, which is why I really love this SuperPlastic line, is because it is one figure, it's one base, you know, but the artist pretty much has full, you know, like creative ability to do whatever they want out of them. So it's not so much like all these pops that I have, which are specific to that character. Maybe they're wearing a different outfit or whatever. This character is a palette, and they are just able to design, you know, however they want. As you can see, these ones in the case, every single one of these is completely different, but it's modeled after the same thing, which is why I really enjoy this. Out of all of the designer toy lines that are out there, I really stick with SuperPlastic because it's just, I mean, look at it, you know, like, it speaks for itself. Like, these things are amazing. But that will, like I said, these things will definitely be taking up a new section over here in the glass, and we'll put them in. They are fully movable, you know, so you can move the hands. And as you can see, like, the hands here, they're in these positions so that there are accessories out there that you can mix and match if you wanted to, you know, like, I mean, or you can buy them separately, or some are like given out on promotional things. It's crazy. I'm gonna link their website down below so you can kind of check it out, like, just the craziness and awesomeness that is behind everything that is SuperPlastic. Like, even, you know, like, down to the shoes, like, you know, each one of them has their own shoes, and you can see that, like, there's a design on that too. And then on the bottom, they always put like their artist mark on the foot here, and you can see it says SuperPlastic down the foot, and then JG for James Groman. So yeah, go out there and get yourself a janky. Again, guys, thank you for watching. Thanks for checking out this video. I'm glad I was able to put this together for you, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.